How you guys doing? It's 514 Mystic from BookieBullies.com, and this is breaking down the books. So I'm here with another video. Took a break from making videos for a while. Also took a little bit of a break from sports betting. Did a few picks here and there. Had a few parlays here and there, but for the most part, been watching. Been making my plays, then watching to see how it goes down, and it is what it is. Kind of a little bit of a break. You got to do that every now and then just to kind of keep yourself grounded. Also to, kind of see where you're at, do some calculations, and make sure that you're still in the runnings. And if you guys remember, um, a few days that I gave some plays, things didn't necessarily go as planned. So, yeah, we still went 50%, 60%, 45%, 40%. Still hit on some underdogs and some nice paying valuable picks. But when things don't necessarily work out your way, you got to take a step back and see how it goes. Doesn't mean that you completely remove yourself, but you take a step back just to see how things goes. Today we ain't got no NBA. NBA is gonna be back on Thursday, and we got some NHL, and we'll see if we can make some money in this NHL slate. Pretty decent slate, about a medium card. A good bit of games, about 9 games if I'm not mistaken. Let's start from the top. We got the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Philadelphia Flyers. Philly, their home, their favorite, a minus 160 on your buck. Give me a quick sec here. Let me adjust. I like to work with decimals. If you guys follow me, you guys know I like to work with decimals. So I'm gonna change my setting here so I could actually see the decimals and not the American format. Um, Either way, when you do the American format, is basically the minus is how much money you would have to invest 100 bucks to get your return, and the plus is how much you would get back in return if you put your $100. So, but I like to do the decimals because I get to do the math myself. I'm a fan of math. So, anyways, Philadelphia, they're paying 62 cents on your buck. Totals at 5.5 versus the Blue Jackets. I think that's a little bit low. My personal take on this, before even going any further, would be Philly money line and the over 5.5. I'm going to take a look a little bit into this since it's not a long slate. What is it? 7 games. So going to take a little bit of a chance, not a chance, but going to take a little bit of a few seconds just to figure out how valuable the under is, because off the top, this is what I would take. So the last few games that Philly played, Philly went over in their game recently. Both teams went over in their last few games. In the last 3 games, well, basically these two teams are combined 5 out of 6 at the over in their last few games combined. Philly does a really good job at protecting home ice, so I like Philly to win tonight. Um, minus 1.5 is a little bit of a stretch, but you know what? Philly actually played really well. They took their defense on the road with them. They scored hella goals. And now they're gonna have Carter Hart at net, and they're gonna have Elvis Merzlikins. Merzlikins, he's been impressive, but I'm excited to see what he looks like on the road. I'm probably gonna even watch this game. Blue Jackets, they're on a 5 game losing streak here, and I'm not a fan of them anyways. But there's like the Philadelphia Flyers, they're such heavy favorites here. Last time they lost was on Saturday when they played versus Tampa Bay. I like the minus 1.5 in this game. Instead of giving the over, because who knows if Columbus is going to be able to score any goals, I like the minus 1.5 for Philly in this game. And let's just move on. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins, they've been playing a really good game. They look like they're in playoff form with the trade deadline coming up. They're trying to see if they can make some moves. No noise yet, but they're trying to see if they can make some moves. You got Freddie Anderson for Toronto. He's going to be at net versus Tristan Jarry, who's been rock freaking solid for these guys. Tristan Jarry's been on a whole nother level. Toronto, they're holding a wild card spot. They're trying to make the playoffs right now. It's kind of hard for them because they can't seem to muster up any games. They're 5-4-1 in their last few. They dropped one to Buffalo, which they really needed. They beat Ottawa, then they lost to Dallas. They're basically on a one off one. In their last 10 games, like I said, 5-4-1. Honestly, this game should probably be a Pittsburgh game altogether. They're riding the 2 game win streak, 7-2-1 in their last few games. And Tristan Cherry, like I said, he's been something else. Last time these two teams seen each other, Pittsburgh ripped them. It was a ripping of a ripping, a throbbing of a ripping, a tripping and a ripping. You know what I mean? It was absolute anarchy. It was a 6-1 blowout, and this was when Toronto was slated, like in the beginning of the season, when they were actually supposed to be good, when people believed that they were going to be good. Honestly, I like Toronto here, but I can't bet on Toronto. What I like even more than Toronto is the game to go under 6.5. I don't think it's going to be another blowout. Um, it's but again, Toronto's one of those teams like Freddie Anderson. He lets in so many goals. Maybe it's not his fault because his team is so garbage. Like, they don't protect him at all. They have so many high paying guys. They got John Tavares, they got Austin Matthews, and all these guys on their team, and they just can't seem to get it together, man. They fired the coach. The new coach came around. They won maybe what 3, 4 games. So we rode out that win streak. And as soon as that win streak was over, I was off of them. You guys know this because I don't believe in all of that stuff. But I like the under in this game. I think it's going to be a competitive game, and Pittsburgh seems to have they seem to have competitive games when it's revenge spots. It's not necessarily a revenge spot. The last game was maybe 4 or 5 months ago, so it doesn't really count as a revenge game. But I like the under. Um, if you need motivation to bet on Toronto, I'm not gonna be the one to give it to you because I honestly, from the beginning of the season, when everybody's saying that Toronto is going to be the team to beat, I didn't believe that. I'm not one of those guys. So if you guys are looking for motivation for Toronto, I'm not it. The last time Toronto beat these guys was this time last year, so it was like February 2nd last year, and it was a low-scoring game, 3-2 victory. And for the most part, these two teams they pretty much stay under in their little rivalry thing that they got going on. So let's just hope Freddie Anderson could play a good game today and not necessarily get a win, which I think they're gonna get, but at least to keep the game low scoring. Next, we got the Buffalo Sabres versus the Ottawa Senators. If you guys want to bet on this game, feel free. I would skip over it altogether. If you guys want an edge on either side, I'll tell you guys go with the home underdog, which is Ottawa. The Sabres, they're riding hot after beating Toronto, but like I said, Toronto's not necessarily the best team anyway, so it's not like, they had anything going for them in beating this Toronto team. Ottawa also won a game over the weekend, so don't sleep on them, and they're the home team. They have a young core, great group of guys, and I like their future. Although I don't like what they're doing right now, and although I don't think that they're going to be well, we all know they're not going to be contenders. They're not in the playoffs at all. But I like what I'm seeing here. You got Craig Anderson. He's coming back. He's going to be at net, so he's coming back tonight at net. And you got Carter Hutton, who's he's Carter Hutton. Carter Hutton is pretty good. Like he's been trying to get wins for his team. He has what he's 11-9-4 on the season. Carter Hutton is, and he's been trying to do what he can for his team, but I don't want to get too much into details in this game because they're both trash, and I'm not gonna pick a side. But if you guys really wanted to pick something, pick the over 6.0 and Ottawa. That would be what I would lean towards. But I like my money too much than to bet on these trash ass teams. Same goes for this next game that we're about to break down, which is the Montreal Canadiens versus the Detroit Red Wings. Montreal hasn't been able to beat Red Wings all season. They found a way to beat a bunch of teams. The Red Wings are not one of those teams. Um, all of a sudden today, they're the heaviest favorite. Outside of the Blues, they're the heaviest favorite on the board tonight, which doesn't make much sense because they're also out of the playoff race. Mathematically speaking, they still have a slight chance. I think it's about 2 or 3%. That's given the chance that anybody else in the Metro Division actually gets a loss, and they would have to win like a bunch of their games. And long story short, Montreal's not making the playoffs. Mathematically, yes, they have a statistical chance, but no, they do not have any chance of making the playoffs. Detroit Red Wings, they're a really good team. They've been battling injury the whole season. Now they're starting to get healthy. They're getting guys back little by little, piece by piece. And, they're upsetting people. And when they upset people, they're like, oh, well, how did the Red Wings get a W? No, they've been tough the whole season. I've been telling you guys this. If you're not watching the games, you're not going to know. If you don't watch these hockey games, you're not going to know who's who and who's doing what. The Detroit Red Wings, they play such an intense game all day. all day, all night. They come through and they give you energy. It's a shame that they're so garbage. It's a shame that they let in so many goals. They have to trade, like, not trade, but they have to go through so many different goalies trying to make it right. And it's unfortunate because they've been bringing the effort, but they just keep on taking L's. They get outshot, they get out hit, they get they get out hustled, and it's because, man, you're taking guys from the AHL and you're bringing them in. Like, it's really not necessarily a good look. If again, no play in this game. If I had to pick a side, I would go with the Detroit Red Wings. I'd go with the home dog here because the home dog just makes sense. They were Montreal Canadiens. They were supposed to bring Charlie Lindgren in for the start. They seem that they're gonna roll with Price. It's not official yet. It's expected, but it's not official yet. You got John Bernier who's gonna be playing for the Detroit Red Wings. I'm interested to see what goes on in that game. If you really wanted something, this is the biggest dog. You know what? I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you guys the Detroit Red Wings money line. And be it as it may, I'll eat the loss. I don't mind ruining my hockey percentage or anything like that. I really don't care. Like, it's about making money, and I think there's some money to be made on the Detroit Red Wings today. Give me the Red Wings money line. Also, Montreal just put Scandella on trade block, and I believe he either got waived or he got traded. So again, next we got the Carolina Hurricanes versus the Nashville Predators. They've been playing a really good game. They picked it up a little too late, if you ask me, but they picked it up. They've been mustering up a few good wins. Today they're 76 cents on your buck. 6.0 is the total. They're playing against the Canes. The Canes, who did they got out in that today? The Canes got Peter Mrazek. Ooh, boy, I like Mrazek. And he's going to be going up against Yusef Saros. And Saros, I said Yusef. Jussi Saros. Saros, he's the he's the utter goalie for Nashville. He's the goalie that you want to bet against in Nashville. Pecorine, obviously, a Hart Trophy winner in the past. You don't want to. Did I say Hart? I mean the Vezina Trophy winner in the past. You don't really want to bet against Pecorine, but he's not gonna be at net today. It seems like Saros is gonna get the nod. Um, Predators, they're on a 3-game winning streak. They're trying to make it four. But they have a tough task in Peter Mrazek. He's 19-5-2. He's allowing under 3 goals a game with a 90% save percentage, 3 shutouts under his belt. If you guys want an underdog again, I'll tell you this. I like the Carolina Hurricanes, but not to win. I would go with the plus 1.5. And I'm going to have to stay away from it because the plus 1.5 is not paying enough money. What I will do is give you guys the over 6.0, which is not a popular pick. I have no popular picks today. I don't have any of the picks that are paying slim money. Everything so far is 4 plays so far, and all of them are paying a decent amount of money, closer to 2 to 1 than anything else. So yeah, um, I like the over in this situation. The last time these two teams seen each other, the last time they seen each other, it was a 3-0 victory back in November for Nashville. But I believe Pecorine was at net for that game. I like this game to go under. I really do. And let me tell you why. In the last few games, well, in the last few games, Carolina ranked. Hmm, give me a sec here. I had the number and then it dawned on me I lost it. But in the last few games, Carolina was in the top 10 in shots on goal. Like, I mean, they're still six, but anyways, long story short, this this is the number 6 and number 5 team in shots on goal in the league. Now you have Peter Mrazek, who's pretty rock solid. I would think Carolina has a very good chance with him at net, but how Nashville is trending in the right direction, I would think a lot of shots are gonna find the back of the net. So if both teams are trading and both of them are in the top, let's say the upper tier of the league in shots on goal, I like it over in this situation. If you'd like, you could buy the hook and go over 5.5. In this situation, 6 is a push, but it's paying a little bit more money at 195 in this book. Um, if you have other books, like me, and I'm in Montreal, Quebec, and our sports book is probably paying about 80 cents for the over and 60 cents, well, $1.60 on the under and $1.80 on your over. but I like the over 6.0, and I'll buy that. Next, we got the Kings versus the Winnipeg Jets. Kings are on a serious road trip right now. They ended up winning the Winter Classic versus Avalanche over the weekend. Avalanche running in the wrong direction themselves. They're heavy dogs today. Also, 255 on your buck, 157 on your buck for the Jets. 5.5 is the total. Most people think that this game is going to go over. The public is trending towards the over. I don't really have a play in this game. Um, I don't, and it's because I can't bet on like the Kings typically win at home. They don't really win on the road. They already grabbed the road win on Saturday. Now, if I have to bet on them today to win another road, that's basically banking on Lightning to to strike twice in the same spot, and in I don't believe in that kind of dumb luck. But again, Winnipeg, they've been trending in the wrong direction the whole season, and today they're playing a team that's given them a loss in the past, and I feel like they probably have their number, but I can't bank on that. We got Peterson, Calvin Peterson at net for uh for LA, and Connor Hellebuck, who's been trying to improve his goal against average. He's at 2.70. Started the season, he was about like three, almost 4 goals a game. It's horrible. But he's been trying to pick it up. Unfortunately, his team is just unable to do anything serious. They won their last game. Last game that they played was versus Chicago. They almost lost that game. They haven't been overly impressive. Honestly, if you guys want to bank on the Kings, feel free to do that. But you know, I don't have a play either way. Like most people are gonna want to go with the Jets. I don't like the Jets in this situation. I really like the Kings, but I can't bet on either team. So no play for me. Last but not least is the St. Louis Blues versus the Jersey Devils. The reigning defending champs, they're on their home ice playing today. I believe Jordan Binnington's supposed to be at net, and he's going to be going up against Louis Domingue, who's 3-7-2 on the season. Horrible, poor guy, man. It hasn't looked good for him at all. But you know what? I'll tell you, like I tell everybody else I speak to. Yes, 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 you're right. Jersey is horrible. They're probably like the worst team in the league. Let's make sure. I believe they are the worst team in the league. Jersey is they have 47 points. No, the Kings are the worst in the league, but they're the worst in the East. So, with all that, hold on. Uh, Sorry guys. Let me make sure that my numbers are correct. No, the Red Wings are the worst in the league. Yeah, and I gave you guys the Red Wings today. But anyways, Jersey's in the bottom three in the league. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But somehow, some way, they cover all these puck lines. A bunch of puck lines. They score a bunch of goals and then they blow the lead. Do I believe that they score a bunch of goals today? I don't know. Even if they don't score a bunch of goals, do I believe that they could cover this spread today? I do. I really do. And I'll tell you this. I believe the Blues will win the game, but I'm not convinced that they're going to blow them out. Today, the Blues are paying a whopping 136 on your buck, and the total is at 6.0. I'm not going to give you the over, but I'm going to give you guys the Jersey Devils plus 1.5, which is paying about $1.90 on your buck in this book. 2, 4, 5. I got 5 picks here, and I'm gonna live with the results. Jersey to maybe to hold it down against the reigning defending champs. Jersey just beat Tampa over the last few games, so they have a little bit of a high riding for them, and they give everybody a hard time. Yeah, they blow leads. They go up quick, they make everybody scared, and then they blow the lead. We all bank on the live plays when you're betting on Jersey. Like you just bet on the other side until the other side doesn't come back. Then you're like, shit, I can't believe those guys are so garbage, man. They lost to Jersey. No, it's because Jersey been giving everybody a hard time. They just don't have the goalkeeping to keep them in games. They have all the firepower necessary. They just don't have the goaltending to keep them in games. So that's pretty much it as far as the hockey goes. There's no basketball today, unless you want to deal with NCAA. I personally do not bet on NCAA. I just feel like it's like it's almost like giving your money away. You just go to the sports book, you tell them, hey, I got this $100, just go ahead and you know take it. I don't need it. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what betting on college sports is. But today I saw a game and I thought it was a little bit interesting. It was shoot, it was let me see if I could find it here before I leave you guys. It was the Illinois versus Penn State. And honestly, I don't typically give out NCAA picks. I don't bet on college. Was it Illinois? Illinois versus Penn State? Yeah, exactly. Penn State. They're on an 8-game winning streak, and they're playing Illinois, who's on a 4-game winning streak. And the history between these two teams is that Penn State usually blows them out like fish out of water, can't walk, can't breathe, can't do anything. Like you're flopping around left and right, you just can't handle it. And in this game, I talked to myself earlier, I'm like 6.0, that's a very low spread. Like, that's a beatable spread. And I thought it should have been a little bit higher. But again, I don't first of all, I don't necessarily follow college ball, and second of all, I don't bet on it. But then I started thinking, I'm like, what if today was the day? But because it's not March Madness yet, but when March Madness happens, you have a lot of upsets and stuff. Like, you could follow my boy Kobe Williams. He's on Twitter and he's also on YouTube. Just if you type in Bookie Bullies, you'll see Kobe Williams pop up also. And he's actually been killing the college basketball. But I liked Penn State to cover the spread, and then I thought about it. I'm like, man, what if this upset happens? It's just not paying enough. So I like Penn State to cover the spread today. You know, it's sixth and second in the Big Ten, and Penn State's at home, and I feel like this is a good spot for them. So 6.0 at the spread, I think that's a good spread for Penn State, and I'll give you guys that. So that's pretty much it for me. I'll tell you like I tell you all the time. Please do not bet what you can't afford to lose. And before I go ahead and give you guys the Bookie Bullies rundown, feel free to, smash that like button, share. There's a share button somewhere in the corner over here. There's a like button, a share button, there's a comment button. Feel free to do all of that. Like, I welcome all of it. I welcome the hatred. I welcome the gratitude. I welcome all of that stuff. Like, we're out here trying to cash and making money is a team sport. So, and you can also follow me at 514 Mystic. Haven't been active on Twitter, but it's at 514 Mystic, and on Snapchat Mystic 514. So starting from the top, we got the Philadelphia Flyers minus 1.5. We got the under 6.0 in the Toronto versus Pittsburgh game. We got the Detroit Red Wings for the upset of the night, paying a whopping 275 to 1. We got the over 6.0 in the Carolina versus Nashville. And we got the Devils plus 1.5 versus the reigning defending champs. That's 5 plays. Ooh, and the bonus play, which was Penn State to cover the 6.0. Hopefully we win. Don't just hop on Penn State because I said it. I'm gonna single bet it. I'm not gonna parlay it with anything. I'm gonna single bet it because I really don't like to bet on college ball. So again, Penn State University, and that's pretty much it. So I tell you like I tell you all the time. Please do not bet what you can afford to lose. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And feel free to hit the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your plays are. I might ride. Who knows? You know what I mean? I might, after I check your plays, do my own research, and I might ride. So, making money is a team sport. So, on that note, my little one is calling me. I'm going to go attend to that. Be safe, be good, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.